So I read this interesting article where it covered the new 5 stocks that Michael Burry from The Big Short added to his asset management company. And I thought that this would be a pretty interesting topic to cover when I perform a technical analysis on my YouTube channel. I've never done this before. I'd love to continue to do it. And if you find it useful, please drop a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you feel like we earned it. Let's go ahead and jump right to it. The first one is ticker symbol GEO. One of the first things that I want to encourage you to do is please make sure that you perform your own analysis and seeing if you see value in this in your own way. When it comes down to GEO on the technical aspect, not on the fundamental side, but we can see that on the day chart, it's been getting rejected for the past year. It's been making lower highs and lower lows, and there really hasn't been a change of direction. The SMA line has been acting as a consistent resistance level, bringing down the lower highs and as well as the lower lows over a long period of time. Now, taking an additional step back, you could see that based off of GEO's month chart, right? It has pulled back quite a bit from previous highs at $31, but we are still way below the EMA line and not indicating any signs of a reversal. So I'm not sure if that's necessarily what he's looking at, that it looks like it's oversold on the month chart or on the much larger time frame. But as of right now, when it comes down to the 4-hour time frame or even the day chart, you can see that it's been consistently selling off for quite some time. And I just, again, don't find this to be the most attractive stock based off of its current direction. Direction can always change, which is why I set my alert for the break above $10 and the break above $12, just in case we get any indication of a reversal. Now, I also set my alert for the break below $5, just in case this thing returns to previous lows and makes new lows on the day chart. Let's go ahead and move on to ticker symbol OVV. And on the day chart, you can't really see much as there's a consistent change of direction, but on the month chart, you can see a little bit more of this consistent descending channel making lower highs and lower lows, and if anything, based off of previous resistance levels and how it's been descending, we're a little bit more on the overbought side based off of the MACD and the RSI, and could anticipate a potential pullback coming soon if it follows through with this consistent descending channel. Now, of course, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to, so we can easily see a change of direction. So I go back to the day chart, and I would love to see something like OVV indicate signs of a reversal. But again, until proven otherwise, it wouldn't really make sense for me on the technical aspect to take a position. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is one that I found rather interesting on the day chart. It has recently pulled on back based off of previous highs. And when I read a little bit more on why Scion Asset Management decided to sell their shares just a couple months ago and then buy back their shares after March, is because of this original pullback from $79 all the way down to $34. They simply said that they sold their position as it was making higher highs or it hit new highs when it comes down to discovery. But as it pulled back, it brought the stock itself back to previous price levels where they found it to be attractive and see more upside potential. So as of right now, DISCA, as in discovery, is not indicating any signs of a reversal just yet, but based off of previous resistance levels at $79 and from where we're at right now, obviously offers a lot of upside. But again, it's still getting rejected by the EMA line, still making lower lows, lower highs. It looks like it's trying to establish a support level at $26, but no confirmation of a reversal. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple on this one and just set an alert for the break above $30 and again, the break above the SMA line, which is around $38. So if it actually begins to indicate signs of an uptrend, I can follow up with discovery when the direction is actually in my favor. And because there's so much upside potential based off of previous highs, I don't have to rush into it, which I find it to be very attractive. When it comes down to discovery, the last 2 stocks I find pretty interesting as they're in the health industry, which kind of makes sense, right? Especially as we're transitioning from being in a pandemic and trying to transition into back to normal or business as usual. It makes sense on why companies like CVS or like Cardinal Health is something that might grow in demand over the next couple of years, especially if this type of uncertainty continues to follow. So looking at this on the day chart, I don't see a very consistent direction as, again, we continue to make higher highs and higher lows, but it's kind of all over the place. It's not until you look on the month chart where you can actually see, well, based off of previous highs that it set up in 2015, the pullback that it experienced in 2020, it established a support and it looks like it's trying to recover to previous highs. Now, again, this is back in 2015. Make sure you take that into consideration. And we've been making lower highs ever since then. But now that we are, again, seeing a higher demand of this type of business, right, when it comes down to health and everything it is, when it comes down to the fear of COVID, it would make sense on why demand levels might increase over a period of time. So I can see why it is that he sees value in, again, one of the largest health chains in the United States. It's been making higher highs ever since the overall pandemic, and it looks like it's working towards the previous highs of 107 a share, which, if I'm not mistaken, from where we're at right now to previous highs, offers a little bit over 27% potential when it comes down to if it were to make a full recovery. So what we can do here is we can simply set an alert, and if it continues to indicate signs of an uptrend, then again, we will be alerted. When it comes down to the last stock, ticker symbol CAH, you can see that based off of previous price levels, it hit its peak in 2015, very similar setup. It pulled on back, very similar to CVS, consolidating and establishing a support right around that $50 range, and we're not far from that as of right now. Again, another health stock itself, it makes sense on why demand levels might increase over a period of time. But as of right now, on the technical aspect, we're not seeing any indication of higher highs or higher lows just yet. But again, things can definitely change. I can set my alert for the break above $63. And if we begin to see higher highs and higher lows, then based off of where we're at as of right now, and if it were to return to previous levels that we experienced in 2015, that would offer a 66% return. And based off of levels that we experienced in 2003, which of course was nearly 20 years ago, that offers nearly a 40 to 50% return, which I find to be rather interesting. This is just the really cool thing about the current stock market today, is that we have access to what these series of hedge funds are investing in. And I think that it would be pretty interesting for me to continue to make these videos kind of more on the technical aspect, which I feel is a little bit more modern, and being able to get their fundamental analysis and then being able to get our technical analysis, just to be able to share thoughts with one another. At the end of the day, make sure that you only put your money in areas that you personally see value in. I just thought that we can make this interesting video and sharing ideas, especially with one of the most successful asset management companies to date, right? In the past 10 years, I think they've grown a little bit over 320%, making them one of the most successful hedge funds to date. So I'm very excited to follow up. I hope that you guys learned something new. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you tomorrow during our live trading session. If you'd like to watch me trade live, click the second link down below, and I'll see you at market open. Until then, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.